Internet, what's up? It's your friend Chase here, founder of Creative Live. Wow, I don't know if you've been tuned in here to creativelive.com/TV today and at any point over the previous days. We've had so much fun taking you into the kitchen counters, the couches, the studios, bedrooms, back porches, garages. We were in the garage with Kelly Starrett earlier today. It's been so much fun, and we hope you are enjoying the ride as much as we are creating this live stream content with many of the top creators and entrepreneurs in the world. People we're proud to call members of our community, friends, co-collaborators, and my guest in the next 22 seconds here when I introduce him is going to be a welcome addition to the latest, we are now 72 hours into broadcasting 24/7 around the clock. I consider him a dear friend. We've been on the show together before, not necessarily the Creative Live TV, but he's been a guest on my podcast, the Chase Jarvis Live Show on Creative Live, a number of times. He is the New York Times bestselling author of 3 books, Steal Like an Artist, Show Your Work, Keep Going. And he did have another book called Newspaper Blackout, which is where I originally tapped into his work. He is a writer who draws. I think that's the way he described himself in a previous interview, a conversation that I've had. But it gives me great joy and pleasure to go into the office, the working studio of my dear friend Austin Kleon. Austin, what's happening, man? Welcome.
Chase, thank you. How are you doing?
Where are you? I know where I am. Where are you?
Well, we're in Texas, but amazingly, the sun has gone away. Usually this would be like a light streaming, nice, happy place, but now it's like a dungeon. There's a thunderstorm outside, and so this should be fun.
Good.
But we are in my office in Austin, Texas.
Awesome. Well, if we can get a little lightning, maybe some light flashes, a little thunder in the background would add to the ambiance, if nothing else. And what's the mission and the vision of the next 30 minutes as folks are joining the broadcast? What are they going to see? Give them a little insight.
Well, I have been the way I have kept my sanity for the past, I don't know, 3. We're on week 4 here of quarantine. I have been making what are called zines, and the method I've been using to make the zines is something that my friend Malika Garib has been doing. And what she does is she does these very small little one-offs. That this is one of mine, and it's just a little booklet basically, and it has little clippings, and I do all kinds of different styles. Here's one like with some fish collages on it. Can you see this okay, Chase?
Yeah, oh man,
this
it's
coming?
Insane. Beautiful.
And it's like they're like weird, but they're like little they're fun little booklets. And usually with the zine, you would make something that you could put on a photocopier and make like a bunch of different styles or a bunch of different copies. But these are kind of like homemade one of a kind zines. This one's called Stay Home, which is what I've been doing. And so I thought today I would show everybody how to make a zine from a single sheet of paper. And so we're going to do that. And then I think what we're going to do together is, it's real easy to make the zine, like the booklet. So then I think what we're going to do is make an actual zine together in real time. I'll see if I can pull this off in 30 minutes. But what
Amazing.
I'm going to do is I'm going to make one of my Newspaper Blackout. I'm going to make one of these things, which is, if you can see that,
yeah,
it sort of looks like if the CIA did haiku. So what you do is you take a article from a newspaper or a book, and you just black out most of the words and only leave a few behind. So I think what we'll do is we'll make little tiny ones to put in our zine. And so I'm gonna show you how to make a booklet from a single sheet of paper. And then I'm going to show you how to make some blackout poetry, and then we're going to make a couple, and then we'll cut them out and glue them in the zine, and then we'll have a zine that you got to see in real time. Hopefully that's not too
Amazing.
boring. Does
No,
that sound okay?
that is
All
better
right,
than okay. That is exactly
good,
what the world wants. And I've had the
great.
good fortune of watching your stream from around the world. And it was like as soon as we went live 24/7 on Wednesday of this week, we're like, we have to reach out to Austin. He's doing the coolest stuff. So I'm gonna get out
Good.
of the way because I know people want to hear from you. And you are a very apt host, and it's going to be so much fun for us to participate and watch along your process making that stuff. We're behind you and want to say thank you so much for putting your art out into the world. What's the best place for people to find you who are just now tuning in? We're here at creativelive.com/TV, but where are you?
I am Austin Kleon on pretty much everything. So like austincleon.com on the web, Austin Kleon on Twitter, Austin Kleon on Instagram. Those are basically the places where I hang out the most. I also put out a free weekly newsletter that I think people really dig, and so you can check that out as well on my website.
Sweet. I will moonwalk out of here and leave you with the people. And thank you so much for doing your art and sharing it with us here at creativelive.com/TV. Thanks, bud. Go get them.
Cool. Thank you, Chase. All right, y'all. So, what I'm going to do is you see this little green thing. This is called a document camera. And this company named IPEVO sent me this to play with. It's not an endorsement. I'm still working out the kinks, but they just sent me this, so I'm going to use that to show you what I'm doing today. And hopefully this will work. So I'm going to switch to the view of my desk here, and I'm going to try to take you through step by step what I'm doing. So this is a rotary mat. It's made by a company named Olfa, but you can get these pretty much anywhere. But I keep this on my desk to make sure I don't cut it up. So that's what's here. Tools today for this activity, for making a zine, you actually only need a single piece of paper, but you can use one of these things, which is called a, let me make sure that my camera, there we go. All right, so this thing is called a bone folder, and it's made of bone, and what it does is it helps you get a really nice crease on paper. So again, we're gonna try to make one of these little booklets that I've been making, these little zines, and I'll show you, these are what they look like. If you look at them on the camera, so we'll stick them there, and you can kind of see what they look like. And all right, so the only thing you need is a little sheet of paper, one sheet of paper. I like to use black paper, and it's starting to storm outside, so it might get a little noisy. Might see some flashes. So you take one single piece of paper. That's all you need to make one of these booklets here. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to make an even smaller zine than I normally would. So what I'm going to do is you just simply fold the paper once. And you can use your fingernail to get a good crease, or if you have your handy little bone folder, you can do that. Use that. I usually then open it back up and fold it back over again the opposite way, just to get a really good crease. And then put your finger on one and do the old tear trick. We're just going to tear it real slow, nice and steady. Just like that. Booyah. There we go. I'm going to save this. You know, we're in quarantine, so you got to save paper. So I'm going to save this for later. I'll make another zine with it. So I'm going to use a half sheet of paper here. And then I'm going to do the same thing I did before. I'm going to fold it over once. Here, like this. And then fold it over one more time. Like this. Fold over on the other side. And then do one more fold. Like this. Okay. Crease it real nice. This is the hardest part to crease here. Just like this. Okay. So then you have like a little booklet here. Now this step can get a little tricky. Okay, so follow along. We're going to unfold the paper. Okay, so we have this with 8 squares. And what we're going to do is you're going to fold this back over like this. Okay, and then put the folded part out pointing away from you. And we're going to tear these 2 panels apart. Okay, so we just get a line that goes right here to the middle. Okay, so watch here. I'm going to hold it down. Okay, and I'm just going to tear real carefully until I get to the next crease. Okay, just like that. And then what you do is you unfold the paper, hold it like this, fold it over, okay, and then you're going to make this little, I don't know if you can see that, you're going to make this little diamond, and you're just going to press the booklet back together, okay, like this. Press it back together and fold it back down, and then you have a handy little booklet of a cover, front cover, and then there's one spread with 2 pages, and then there's a second spread with 2 pages, and then there's a third spread with 2 pages. So there's 6 interior pages or 3 spreads, and then there's a front cover and a back cover. Okay, so you can fill this with whatever you want. So here's one that I've made. This one's called Stay Home, and I've used this book called this book of poetry, and I cut up the author's portraits, and then I cut up lines from different poems and made a whole new poem. So this one says, "Thou shalt wash thy hand and thy other hand to infinity. Thou shalt sleep upon your bed. Thou shalt not soon depart thy sheltered nest. Thou shalt not walk into my parlor. Thou shalt not speak to me in my own home." You get the deal. So yeah, so then I just used lines from other poems to make a whole new poem and a little booklet, and then a nice little cut up person here on the back. So you can fill your zine with whatever you want. Another zine I do, I make what I call nutso zines, which are zines made out of Peanuts comics. I have my son likes to read the little Peanuts calendars, and so I cut up the Peanuts characters and make new characters out of them. Like I like to flip Charlie Brown's head upside down. I don't know if you can see that. Let me zoom in real quick. And then I don't know if you can see, but Charlie Brown's head is upside down, and so is Linus's. It makes them look real weird. And so that's one zine. And I do other zines that you might be interested in where I actually fold a single piece. Let me find a good one. I fold a single page from a book, and I do these pop-out zines. So this one like has little pop-outs that you can read. So it's like a weird pop-out book. So again, you can make your zine whatever you want it to be, and you can make it in whatever form you want, but it's just a nice little fun activity that I've been doing to keep sane during quarantine. So let's talk about blackout poetry for a minute. So here's my book, Newspaper Blackout, that I mentioned before. And here's like some of the examples of the poems so you can see them a little bit better. So this one's like a whole newspaper article right here. It says, "A giant bird descends on a chain link fence." But this is what they look like. So what I thought we would do today is make some blackout poems, but little tiny ones that'll fit on our zine, and then we'll stitch them together, and that's what our zine will be. So I'm going to take a sheet of newspaper from the newspaper, of course. You can use any newspaper you want, or you can use a book or whatever you want to do. You just need a big block of text. And I'm going to make poems about the size of the zine that we made. So let me zoom back out here for a minute. And so the thing that I like to use, this is a little trick that I don't think a lot of people know that I do for blackout poetry, but I use a clear overhead projector film, and then I use a dry erase marker to play around at first to get the poem how I want it to be, and then I come in with a permanent marker and make the final poem. So let's start. Let me zoom in for a minute here and make sure this works. So I'm gonna zoom in. I'm gonna make one about the size of this zine right here. Let's just see what we can get out of this one page of column. So the thing that to do is to just like sort of look at this text and don't think of it as something to read. Just think of it as like a random bunch of words that you're going to find something cool in. So just kind of like stare at the you just kind of stare at the field of words, and you just kind of like, those old there used to be those magic paintings that you stared at for a long time, and they would like come up, like images would come out of the weird paintings. That's what I do here. So I kind of just look at this field of words, and sometimes what I'll do is I'll actually read backwards. Like I'll read the article backwards, and that's a way of kind of making the text strange. So I don't really like to read the article first. I like to just look at all the words and try to find a word that pops out at me, like a little delicious word. Like this is easy, right here. The word alone, right? We're all alone right now. Well, a lot of us. I'm not really alone. I have my wife and kids with me. So like alone, and then the support staff. Ooh, that's good. That makes me think of Chase and his support staff. So alone, support staff. Interesting. And then let's see. Let's see. Ooh, I like this. Would not solve the problem. That's an interesting phrase here. So do you get what I'm doing? I'm just looking for things that are kind of interesting, and then they start to talk to each other. So would not solve the problem alone, right? And then I'm like, okay, well, that's interesting. I like this. How about this? The idea. Well, that's good. The idea would not solve the problem alone. Ooh. And then what else does it take other than an idea to solve the problem, right? Well, look, we've got the word work here. The idea would not solve the problem alone. Really work. Let's see. Work. Oh, here we go. Work brings you the best solution. So the idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you the best solution. So usually I would make a whole poem out of this, but since we want to fit on our little piece, our little zine, I think what we can do is break this into two poems. So let's do the blacking out now, and then we'll figure out what we're going to do with it. So you take your little dry erase thing here. By the way, I just made that up. I don't know. That was an easy one. It's an article about the Olympics. But okay, so let's see. The idea. So what I like to do then is just come in with like a ballpoint pen or like something really fine point, basically. And then I go in here and let's see. The idea, and I like to make a box around it. Just real carefully, the idea would not solve the problem. Do you guys hear the rain? It's hitting the window. It's a Texas thunderstorm coming. The idea would not solve the problem alone. So see what we did there? We sort of started with a word that was interesting to us, and then we just kind of like went with it and let the words kind of change. So, okay, the idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you. Work brings you. You know, it's funny. Sometimes, so it's work. Let's see. Work brings you the best solution? You know what? I don't like the best solution. I feel like best is like a See, this is the thing when you start doing these, you get real picky about words. So some of you out there who don't consider yourselves very good writers, this is an excellent exercise in starting to pay attention to words the way you might pay attention to pixels or design or images. I don't like that word best for some reason. I like the idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you the best the solution. I like just the solution. So you know what's really great about this method is if you don't like a word, just black out that word. Work brings you the solution. Boom. Okay, there we go. So once I have those words kind of, you know, boxed, what I'm going to do now, and I don't usually do this, but because I want it to fit on our zine, so I want these to fit nicely on our zine, I'm actually going to take my handy dandy X-Acto blade and I'm going to cut this out and I'm going to cut them into 2 even sections so they'll look really nice on the paper together. So let me find my straight edge here real quick. I got this shitty old, oops, am I allowed to curse? I forget. Anyway, I'm going to take this straight edge and I'm going to cut this. I'm just going to cut this column out real quick. I'm not boring you all, am I? I don't know. You can't talk back to me, so it doesn't matter. Do it about right there. Let's do this. Man, I am vibing out right now. This thunderstorm is nice. Okay, so let's get rid of this newspaper. We'll come back to it. Okay, I want these kind of even, so since we're into folding and zines and stuff, let's fold this over and get it about let's do the same thing we did with the zine. Let's fold it in 2, get it right here. Okay. Ooh, here we go. Moment of truth. Okay, cool. So now that I have those 2, the idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you the solution. I like that. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to take, and you can do anything. Like there are people that do all kinds of crazy things. I wish I had the Tom Phillips book in here, but he makes paintings over the pages of books. So he leaves some books kind of, or some like, he leaves stuff floating, but then he does all this crazy, crazy stuff with it. And you really can do anything. You can use paint. You can use any medium you want, really, to mask the rest of the words. I'm going to use a good old permanent marker if I can find it. My desk is kind of messy right now. Let me look here. You'd think that I would have been prepared for this. I've got a big fat one here, but it seems a little early to use that. Let's look some more here. Here we go. This is what I'm looking for. This is a fine point Sharpie. I've got about 1 million of these. Give it a good sniff. Give it a good sniff before you black out. That helps. and then I make bigger boxes here. So the idea would not solve the problem. And I kind of messed this up, actually. I didn't do this as nicely as I could have, but we're sort of winging it here today. Not solve the problem alone. All right, here we go. That looks good. So once I have like a little bit more around the words, then I like to go in with this big fatty boom batty here. And I like to make it, we'll really give it a nice blackout. And actually, I think I'm going to go all the way to the bottom because that looks cool. Oh, let's see here. Just like that. Yeah, it's looking good. Just kind of black it out. And I like to make, sometimes I make different kinds of, we'll make some more textures later. We'll make another one. Okay, the idea would not solve the problem alone. So let's go back here and let's do the same thing. Let's take our little finer marker. Let's make a nicer box around here just so we don't mess up. Because that's the most frustrating thing. So when you're trying to do one of these suckers and then you black out the wrong word, ooh, it makes you furious to go out and buy a new newspaper. Haha. I would also suggest that if you're home with kids, kids love doing these things because they're allowed to destroy. Anytime you're allowed to destroy to make things, it's really good with kids. I've heard from a lot of teachers that the worst students are the quote unquote, right? Quote unquote, worst students are the ones that really love this. And it's kind of fun. Like this works in writing class. It also works in art class. It works, it's kind of a multidisciplinary thing. I've also heard from like geography teachers and different kinds of teachers. Sometimes they'll use their own textbooks and sort of and like black out their textbooks or books they're reading to like make it say what they want to say, and they use it as like a lesson plan. So what we're gonna do later is we're gonna glue these down on the zine. That'll look pretty neat. Okay, so we've got our first two blackouts right there, and now we need to make, I would say probably we could either make a big one or we could make 4 little ones. I like making the little ones. I think we have enough time to do this. So let's put these aside. That was going to be my other suggestion for zine making is try to put off gluing as long as you can, because you want to leave your zine open for new discoveries, basically. Okay, so we're going to kind of put that off to the side for right now. I feel like Bob Ross. I feel like it's the afternoon. We're all just going to take a nice nap. So let's take that same newspaper. Let's pull it out. Let's do another one here. Okay. What do you think? Let's see. I really like using the sports section. People ask me like, well, what's the best section to use? And I'm like, myself, I like the sports section because a lot of times you're looking for like everyday language, and coaches and players speak in this really kind of wonderful vernacular language a lot of the time. And a lot of the coaches will speak in metaphor, players will speak in metaphors. It'll be like, well, we got this big mountain we have to climb, or oh, we're run up that hill or whatever, so they have lots of like concrete language that you can use. So okay, let's use, let's do one right here. Let's do the same thing we did before. Let's kind of see, this is where oh, did you hear that? Yep, that's the Texas thunderstorm. Okay, let's kind of do one in this general area. Hopefully you guys can see that. I'm going to zoom in a little bit for you. Doop. Let's see. Let's get it right in the middle for you guys to look at. Okay, I think that's good. Man, right away I see this word sneaking suspicion. Ooh, I love that. It's got alliteration, S&S, sneaking suspicion. And let's see, what else do we like in here? Some of this language is pretty much, ooh, look at this. So the United States is here. That's boring. We don't want to talk about the United States right now. We're living in it. But inside the word states is 8. And then, you know what's inside United? It's Ted. Oh, and here we go. The checks. So Ted is the name of my agent. All right. Can you see where I'm going with this? Sneaking suspicion. Ted ate the checks. So, um, man, doesn't get any better than that. Let's do that. Let's run with that. Okay. Because we're just being silly here, right? That's a really underrated, a very underrated thing that we don't talk about enough, I think, when we're talking about creative work, is that goofy stuff is where the good idea, so many good ideas come from just messing around, you know? Just messing, just playing, just having fun, you know? That's one thing that being a dad has taught me is that the kids make the best work when they're just sort of playing. That's really the work of kids, right? Actually, it says it right here. I'm going to do a quick plug. Keep going. My latest book. It's right here, actually. I think. Where is it? I want you all to like sink this into your mind now that you have some time at home. That's it, right there. Your real work is play. Play is the work of the child, but it's also the work of the artist. Is to play. Play the way you worked. Play the way you played when you were little. All right. Sneaking suspicion. Ted ate the checks. Oh man, I'm gonna frame this. I'm gonna send it to my agent Ted. He's gonna love it. He will love it. He will love it. All right, so now that we've got that, that's good. So that'll be one side of the page, which will be fun. Or maybe we'll make it as a bonus track on the back. So the other thing, let's see if we can get something else. We got that one. Let's see if we can get something else up here. All right. Let's see if we can get something up here. Let's zoom in. Okay. So it's funny because they're talking about players and agents here. So there's the word agent. And actually, if we go here, play agent, that's kind of a fun thing. So let's keep that. Let's keep that play agent or agent. Deep breath. Let's see. Faced with daily, a world. Well, let's see. They have a play. I have a. I have a play agent. Or wait, here, this would be good. Now, what if we did this? I have a and eyes are easy because you could just go to any word and just get the I in them. So I have a, and we'll put that on one side of the page, and then sneaking suspicion, Ted ate the checks. That's easy. That's a cheat. We're going to do that, okay? So let's do that. All right. Oh, that would have been good. See, I messed this up already. It would have been funny to say I now have a sneaking suspicion, but that's all right. Okay. I have a. Let's get this here. All right. Let's see. Let's do this I don't know if Chase will get on here and tell me if I'm going too long or not, or whether you've all passed out from boredom. Let's see. I don't like the way that eye looks. Let's try this. Let's try that. Okay. That looks good. I have a sneaking suspicion. Ted ate the checks. Silly. This is going to be a silly zine. So what's interesting now is we got to decide, like, will this zine tell the story? Like, what? I don't know. Where is this going? Like, what's happening? Who knows? but we're just making stuff, right? We're just making stuff, and we're going to see how it comes together. I actually haven't made a zine this way. I was just trying to figure out what would be interesting. Okay, I have a sneaking suspicion. Ted ate the checks. Of course, now I know every time I look at the word or the phrase United States, I can get the words Ted ate out of them. It's very dangerous. It's dangerous to be my agent anyway. Okay, so let's do this. Let's cut this again. I don't need to use my straight edge. My hands feel pretty steady. I haven't been drinking yet today, so. But who knows? We might all need a bourbon after this. After this rousing, Chase is never going to ask me back to be on the program again after this. Okay. All right. I have a sneaking suspicion Ted ate the checks. That would be a great ending. That seems like an ending to me, doesn't it, to y'all? All right, so we have the idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you the solution. So now we just need a middle. That should be pretty easy. I think this is turning into a meta poem about me making books. So let's black out the rest of these words. Get it looking nice. Get it looking the way we want to look. I want to take this moment to tell you about some other people that make blackout poetry that I really think highly of. The grandfather of it all, so to speak, is this guy named Tom Phillips. I'm going to write his name down real quick because I think y'all should know about him. He sort of kind of was the person that, I mean, there's a long history. Oh, I know what I can do. There's a history in newspaper blackout. There's a history in the book. It's called A Brief History of Newspaper Blackout. And there's this guy I want you to know about, Tom Phillips. There he is right there. Tom Phillips. And the name of the thing is a humumint. Is the name of, I don't know, I'm messing this up. Okay, a humumint. So look that up. Check that out. Tom Phillips, a humumint. Check that out. I love that stuff. The other person I love is the poet Mary Ruefle. And she does this with whiteout. And there's a wonderful little booklet called A Little White Shadow. You can also see stuff on her website. So Tom Phillips and Mary Ruefle, look them up, and you'll get even more cool examples of blackout poetry. Mary Ruefle calls it erasure poetry, and that's what a lot of like more hoity-toity literary people call it. I just think it sounds fancy. I like the word blackout, so I call it blackout poetry. But I think the world of Mary Ruefle, her stuff is so fun. And if you go on my website on austinkleon.com, there is a video of her talking about how much she loves doing this. She talks about how it's just so much fun. And it is fun. It's like doing, it's like, it's silly, it's stupid, it's meditative, It's like doing the crossword puzzle or something, And Mary too, the thing I love about her is she talks about how she loves how toxic whiteout is. So she loves the smell of the whiteout. So there's a correlation there with the marker fumes. Okay, so there's like a couple of nasty little spots here that I'm gonna like black out here. I said I was only going to go a half hour, but this is looking more like an hour activity. Sorry, Chase. Okay, we just need to make 2 more. That's it. All right, we can do this. Ooh, I like this page. This is looking very, 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 very promising. Geez, what should we do? Ooh, love bug. That's fun. Just right. Okay, that might work, right? Because that's a play, that's a pun, right? Right? So we were talking about my agent and we were talking about writing. So let's go with that. That seems fun. Let's do that. All right. This time. Ooh, this is good too. This time. Uno, due, tre. This time just right. Oh man, that's easy. Let's just Sorry, this is I don't know why I don't know why I'm I'm laughing because that's silly. I'm probably the only person that thinks that's funny. Um, okay, so let's cut that out because man, that's good. We're on a roll now. This isn't going to take too much longer. Holy Nikes! Did you hear that? Did you guys hear that thunderstorm? It's God telling me to write another book. Get on it. Just write. Just write. You bum. Your kids need to eat. They're in the other room. They're chopping it up. All right. Same thing here. This time, Uno. I love this. This 1, 2, 3, go, right? That's what it's like when you're doing creative work. It's like, get to work, man. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? Right seems weird because, like, that's a name. So I'm going to actually black out the W on here. Just right. And it's still a pun. It's still a pun. We can still use it. Okay. So same thing, right? You do the little fine point and then you do the chunky the fine, you know, the really fine point and then you do the more medium point here to get it. And then all right, that's easy. Now we just do it. It helps to make sound effects when you work. Have you guys noticed this? Like when you're working and no one's looking? Like what are the silly things that you do when you make things? I like to make sound effects. That's so goofy. But God, it works, right? You just go zoop, zoop, boop. My son, Jules, who is like 5 now, he does this amazing thing where he'll sit there and he'll draw a line. I wish you all could see this. But he'll draw a line and then he'll look at it and he'll dance around and then he'll go back to his drawing. I'm like, that's what, that's what he does. He's so, but like kids just have fun. They play, Now my other son, who's 7, he has been a pain in my butt today, and he is he's getting to be that age where he's starting to second guess his creative work. And he's starting to really have trouble with it and get frustrated, and he's a perfectionist. And it's hard to watch, but it happens. So you just have to keep that spirit, right? All right. I like this. Okay, career. If I had if I had an okay career, oh, this is weird. Look at this. Play and play well. Oh man, this is crazy. Look at this. All right. Ooh, this is good. Play and play well. The loss of meaning. Oh man, this is good. The loss of money is real. Now this is interesting. I think we can thread something together here. Oh my goodness. Okay. Man, look at this too. Okay, so a lot of this is about the coronavirus stuff. So this what these I'm trying to take advantage of rare time off. That's pretty good too. I'm taking trying. You know what? We'll make this our back cover. I'm trying to take advantage of this rare time off. Okay. All right. So now we just need one more. Okay. The loss of money is real. Play and play well. Let's see, this is good. Career is play and play well. The loss of money won't be meaning, won't be money. The loss of meaning won't be money. The loss of money won't be meaning. Ooh, gosh, there's so much rich stuff in here. Sorry, I've lost myself in looking at this. God, oh man, that money, I'd be okay. If I had a okay career, play and play well. The loss of money is real. Or this is good too. Play and play well to make money. Oh, that's it, right? That's it. My tour. Oh, that's good. Career. Here we go. Here it is. Career is. Okay, so this is great. Career is play and play well to make money. Okay? So I would love to have the word my in that. But I don't think that's gonna work. Career is play and play well. I'd okay. You could. So here's the other thing: we can really cheat. If you guys really wanna. Ooh. Sometimes I get stumped, you know. Long-term career. Our long-term. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Our long-term career is play and play well to make money. Boom. So there we go. All right, we can do this. We're going to finish this scene right now. All right, we're going to try to get it in under an hour. Okay, our long-term career. Oh, that's good. Our long-term career? Let's just take out the is. Our long-term career? Play and play well to make, oh, I like the money. I like that. To make the money. That sounds silly. So let's do that. See, that's the thing. Like sometimes when you take away the, sometimes at the last minute you really find the thing that works here. Okay. All right. Let's finish this thing up before you all fall into comas. Okay. Our long-term career. Play and play well to make the money. My agent's gonna love this. Let me give this to him. I'm gonna send this to him in the mail. He'll enjoy it. Our long-term career? Play and play well to make the money. I like money. Do you guys watch, it's one of my favorite movies, Idiocracy. It's turned into a documentary, though. Well, I love that line for that movie. I like money. Mike Judge, he's a genius, a Texas genius. Ooh, another great Texas thing, if you're looking for I love TV. That's how I, like, veg out at night with my wife. Another great thing on Netflix is ZZ Top. There's a documentary about them. ZZ Top, a little band from Texas. Check that out. Okay, we're going to save that. Our long-term career, play and play well to make money. And then the other thing I want to do, I'm trying to take advantage of this time off. And sometimes you don't need that big fat marker, right? You know how I told you we would do different things? Let's use this. That looks cool. I like to use the edges of the marker to make it look cool. You know, just kind of make it like that. Okay, that's good. Let's do that. Print it. Press. All right. Doop. This took way longer than I thought it would, but we're in the home stretch now. Deep breath. All right, so here's what I think we're going to do. I think sneaking suspicion Ted ate the checks. I think that should be the joke on the back cover. So we're going to put that, let's just put that on the back cover. Okay. I'm trying. So I think the zine almost needs like a front cover. So I'm going to cheat a little bit. I've got the word book here from the book review. So I'm thinking we get a good, there we go, book. All right. So let's scissor that out. Ooh, what if we, oh my. Here we go, guys. Here we go. You know what we're doing? Oh, shit. Look at that. Damn. Okay. That's okay. That's what glue is for. Look at this. The new. Oh, that would look good just like that. Oh, that would be good too, but you know what? Let's not do that. Let's make it fit on there. Hee-hee. Oh, man. The new book. That's going to be the title. Okay, that's going to be the title of the zine. Here we go. We're still under an hour. I think we can do this. So everybody with me. Here we go. All right. And get out our Yoo-hoo here. All right. Our Yoo-hoo stick. Glue stick. Plain old glue stick. You get it at Walgreens. Who cares? Easy. All right. Let's do this ransom note style. Get some good glue on there. The new book. We won't black. I guess we should have blacked this out, but gosh, sometimes you gotta give yourself a little break. You know what? I should have just. Okay. You guys, can you even see this? I don't know. Here we go. Oh, I feel so silly. I'm so silly today, but I had fun. Hope you had fun. Let's put these together so people see that came from the same source. One of the things I love is to let people feel like it all came from the new book. All right. So I'm thinking I'm trying to take advantage of this rare time off. The idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you the solution. Uno. Maybe that doesn't work. Here we go. Here's what we're going to do. Let's go back. The idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you the solution. Uno, due, tre this time. Just right. Oh, wait. Our long-term career, play and play well to make money. Uno, due, tre this time. Just right. I have a sneaking suspicion Ted ate the checks. Haha. I'm trying to take advantage of this rare time off. Okay, there we go. That's what it's. So there we go. We've got our layout. we're still gonna pull. I still think we're gonna pull this in under an hour. All right, so here we go. I'm gonna scissor this off a little bit because I feel like it's not gonna fit on the zine otherwise. All right, let's glue this sucker. Let's do this. I'm pumped. We made a whole zine in under an hour. Holy moly, that took me a while. My son, the perfectionist, I wonder where he gets it. Haha. Okay, let's see. Sneaking, will that fit on there? Yeah, mostly. So this is a nice trick. Just use the straight edge to like get a clean, nice cut with your razor, and it just looks good. Stick that on there like that. I don't know. Does the blackout work on the zine? Who knows? Who cares? It's fun, you know? I mean, the thing that's funny about these zines is I've made like 30 of them in the past 20 days or something, and it's that old joke, or I don't know. There's a book called Art and Fear, and in that book they talk about this pottery class, and half the students in the pottery class were told, make the absolute best pot you can, the best pot you can possibly make. And then the other half of the class was told, just make as many pots as you can. Just make it, just make as many as possible. And so so basically one side of the class was told, focus on quality, how good the pots are. The other part of the class was told, make as many pots as you can, right? Well, what happened at the end of the class is that there were more good pots made by the half of the class that was told to make as many as they could. And the other folks who were trying to just do quality, there weren't as many good pots because they didn't make as many. And so that's the secret of creative work right there in a little parable, which is just make a lot of stuff. Just make a lot of stuff. My kids are getting rowdy. It's pizza night. We're going to put those kids to bed, have a glass of wine, and watch Moonstruck. Oh, it's going to be nice. I'm looking forward to it. Holy crap, we almost have the zine done. I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. Here we go. One more thing to glue here. Get it looking nice. All right. That would suck if the Skype feed fell out and I'd just been doing this alone for like an hour. Okay, here we go, y'all. We got it. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Here's our zine. Here's my goofy zine I made. Here it is, the new book. Still with me? All right, here we go, the new book. The idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you the solution. I might actually black out that part. See, perfectionist in me. I'm going to black it out. Are you guys ready? I'm going to black this out. I think this looks nicer if it goes all the way down like I did before. The idea would not solve the problem alone. Work brings you the solution. Our long-term career? Play and play well to make money. Uno, due, tre, this time just right. I have a sneaking suspicion Ted ate the checks. I'm trying to take advantage of this rare time off. The end. That's the zine. Now we can put it with all our other zines. There's so many of them. And you make enough zines, you'll get a good one, you'll get something you're proud of, and there you go. That's how you do it. That's all I got for you today, I think. That was pretty fun. I'm going to switch cameras here. So there it is. Brand new zine. I'll post it tomorrow. I'll post it on my Instagram. The new book. Here we go. That was goofy.